Ayaw namin na yung NPA, New People's Army, na matagal nang naglingkod sa sambayanan, tumulong sa mga magsasaka at saka sa kanilang mga programa sa land reform sa mga areas, no? Mga 71 provinces, nandoon yung NPA, CPP, NDF, at nagtayo ng mga organs of political power o alternative governments, ay dapat manatili yan para ipagtanggol ang mga magsasaka at saka tutulong sa pag-implement ng mga reforma sa land reform at national industrialization, pag-preserve and protect ng ating mga forests at saka environment, pag-protect ng mga industrial projects natin. So, sa tingin namin, hindi karapat-dapat na ang NPA ay madisarmahan at saka ma-demobilize.
Concluding the second round of talks between the government of the Philippines and the National Democratic Front of the Philippines. We have a common draft joint statement that needs our signatures. But before we proceed with the signatures, I believe Secretary Teresa has something to say.
This is actually just for the record, relation to the framework and outline for CASER. We just would like to request that the words indigenous peoples be specifically mentioned in these documents so that when the CASER would meet, the committee would meet, that they would consider it already as part of the language of the said framework and outline. That's all.
Salamat po. We can now proceed with the signing, unless there's a response.
Yeah, the response is yes, we agree that this the word indigenous peoples be included in the consent framework. Thank you.
Wow.
Very good. So let's proceed with the signing.
Bumagal si Manong dun.
Siguro naman magandang kanya sila ngayon, no? Nandyan sila.
Magandang sign pen natin.
Ay, pasyon pala yan.
Nandito na si Mayor.
Kuya Raymond.
Yun.
Walang plastic.
Page 5.
Pagdating natin or you go for, oh sorry then.
Parang yung pirmahan ng carrier to ah.
Parang pirmahan na.
Sabi. Diba? Papi.
Yeah. But where do they want
If they could just send to the side so that it's all everyone's typing now. If they stood up.
I think it's Secretary Belly will ask them to
Okay, so then
decide. So, yeah. Who's asking? Oh, okay. Maybe what we can do is birthday boy. No, we replace it with members of the family. Yeah. I will ask. We'll ask Secretary Bello
Walang kamayan. Hindi natin naiiwan mo sa akin.
Kuyang. Kuyang, kuyang.
Hak na yan, hak na.
Foto daw siya. Sa likod. Foto.
They want a photo with the panels that's behind it.
Okay. The panel members of the GRP are now behind us for the photo opportunity.
Ah, ayos.
As well, NDFP panel. Please sign down.
Chairs of the reciprocal working committees and groups also join us.
Let's do by working committee so everybody can be in the photo. So, una ba na yung
WC on cassette.
Kaser.
Alin po tayo yung cassette?
Next, PCR.
Okay, next.
Next, end of hostilities and disposition of forces. Panggera. Mataas sila, kami mababa. Sinahan niyo, oh. Ganun ba, ganun? Bawal ba to?
Sa makabila na.
Pwede ba, kamay niyo, kami naman tataas. Pwede ba? Oh, one more shot. Boss, ceasefire. And releases. Ceasefire muna, ceasefire. Ceasefire.
Okay, ceasefire.
And finally, JMC and releases. Together. Support staff, be ready ha. Meron din kayo. Support staff. JMC and releases. JMC na, JMC and releases. Ay, wala kayo. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yay!
Okay ba para?
Nani, medyo ano,
Nani talaga.
hindi ko alam anong ginagawa niya. Kaming division, no?
May we request the embassies and the consular officials who are here,
Okay.
both RNG and Philippines. We have Consul General Charmaine Rowena who is here with us. Sergey natin. And the Norwegian. And the Norwegian team.
Governor yan.
Governor Yap.
Yun. Dito ka, Susan. Nandito dyan sa kaliwa.
Governor. Dito tayo.
No problem with this. They're taller than us.
And finally ready, all support staff.
Ayan.
Communication, secretariat, security, kibitzers.
Birthday boy.
Birthday boy.
What's up?
Hey, hello. Boss.
Members of the legal na kayo.
Birthday boy.
tripod.
Then after hatiin natin ang media, one half remains the first half.
Hindi na sir, okay na.
Sir,
Okay na kami. Deadline.
special deadline na, deadline.
Para si Rafi, may mapakita na dito talaga siya pumunta.
Special request,
Saan eh, whereabouts eh.
suggest, for special request, may we request the honorable members of the House of Representatives, headed by Congresswoman Ruby Sahali, the chairman of the committee, Special Committee on Peace and Reconciliation, followed by Congresswoman Nancy Catampo, Congressman Jesusing Sagdalan, Congressman May Kababayan, Congressman Batawil, and Congressman, wag kong kasama namin to, si Congressman Aloy Sarate.
Si Governor Susan. Malis na si Sandy.
Nani?
Governor Susan Yap, the province of Tarlac.
Accomplishment na dun sa checking stock.
Media.
Okay na. Deadline. Media daw, media. O, lady media muna bago mail. Mail muna. Ladies muna daw, ladies. Ladies muna, ladies.
Matapos.
Maganda ko mo na nandun ako.
Ano yan?
Ay, ano ba ito, media?
Smile.
Next batch, we have the other half. The other half.
Media from the left.
Dali! Ayaw mo magpasukin na sa'yo, kami magpasukin sa'yo.
Pinabili ka lang ng suka ng sa lahat ng media, wala. Oo.
Tapos na ako. Tapos na ako.
Carla.
Mic test, test. Test, test.
I would now, on behalf of the Royal Norwegian Government, like to congratulate both the GRP and the NDFP for having successfully concluded the second round of peace talks here by the Oslo Fjord. So a big congratulations. There have been challenging discussions along the way, but both parties have been very solution-oriented and they have skillfully managed to overcome all hurdles. And today they have agreed on a joint statement that brings the Philippines one step closer to just and lasting peace. So we will now proceed with the closing statements of both sides, followed by questions by the press. So please, Secretary Dureza, the floor is yours.
I have a long prepared statement, but I'll just distribute this later. First of all, on behalf of the Philippine government and our President, Rodrigo Duterte, we'd like to sincerely express gratitude and thanks to the Royal Norwegian government for providing all the support and the facilitation that makes all of this possible. Today is doubly significant because we are signing the second round joint statement on the very day that we are celebrating and marking a milestone in the Duterte administration, which is the 100th day of incumbency. And our work in the peace process, both here in this table and in the other tables, are landmarks already and milestones that have been included in the first 100 days of our president. We'd like to commend the panels and of course the work done by the reciprocal working committees, because they were really our engines of work in crafting not only the joint statement but the framework and outlines. There will be a lot of work more to be done, but these are milestones today. We hope that we stay the course in spite of challenges along the way. This is not an easy task, and I always say we may have to look and consider humps and bumps along the way, because the road to peace is not well paved. But if we stay the course, then we'll come to our final destination. So on behalf again of our panel, the Philippine government, we'd like to thank our counterpart in the CPP, NP, NDF, my counterpart, Sir Joma Silson, and welcome the new chair who had steered the CPP, NP, NDF panels. Very
Condolence, not
yes, congratulate him for staying the course with us. So we'd like to thank everyone again, including the Norwegian government and the charming facilitation of our facilitator, Ambassador Elizabeth Slaven.
Maraming salamat po. Professor Sison, Chief Political Consultant of the NDFP, the floor is yours.
The Honorable Special Envoy Elizabeth Slottom and other officials of the Royal Norwegian Government, Honorable Silvestre Bello III and Pidelag Kawili, Honorable Jesus Dureza, beloved compatriots in the GRP and NDFP panels and delegations, and all dear friends present. As NDFP Chief Political Consultant, I congratulate both the GRP and NDFP panels and delegations for the successful conclusion of the second round of formal talks in the GRP-NDFP peace negotiations. The most essential success that has been achieved is the agreement on common outlines of prospective comprehensive agreements on social and economic reforms, political and constitutional reforms, and the end of hostilities and disposition of forces. The schedule for fleshing out of the outlines and eventual exchange of drafts and bilateral meetings to forge the tentative comprehensive agreements have been further firmed up. There is mutual understanding on the rendering of justice to the unjustly imprisoned political prisoners accumulated during the Arroyo and Aquino regimes through prompt compliance with the comprehensive agreement on respect for human rights and international humanitarian law, or the CARIL. I reiterate that the amnesty and release of all political prisoners will be a big incentive to the attainment of a more stable joint or bilateral ceasefire and to the acceleration of the peace process. The success of the second round of talks has been possible because of the mindful, caring, and efficient facilitation provided by the RNG and in particular Special Envoy Elizabeth Slottom and her entire team, and by the Norwegian Peace Building Resource Center, the NOREP. We thank all of you.
Maraming salamat po. Secretary Bello, Chairperson of the GRP Negotiating Panel.
Thank you, Madam Elizabeth Slottom, soon to be the Prime Minister of Norway. Okay. My counterpart, Fidel, the Chief Political Consultant of the NDF, the PPNPA, Manong Jo, the other members of the NDF panel, my boss in the peace process, Secretary Teresa Diaz, our panel members, Nani, Rene, Anging, Tony, and the two very young advisors, Mayor Ed Pam and Professor De Vera, our honorable members of the House of Representatives. During the past 3 days, sorry, I use my dark glasses, we advanced what we have accomplished in August. And given the efforts put in by both panels and their working committees, including that of our third-party facilitator, we substantially achieved the work at hand, which is to craft the common frames and outlines for our draft agreements on socio-economic reforms, political and constitutional reform, and end of hostilities and disposition of forces. We also convened in this round of talks the Joint Monitoring Committee under the CARIL, which is the first substantive issue signed between the GRP and the NTFP, and agreed on the joint activities of the GRP and NDF monitoring committees for the next 12 to 15 months. More importantly, the JMC, the Joint Monitoring Committee of the CARIL, commenced its discussion of the supplemental guidelines to allow the full operation of the committee. As a high point of this round of talks, the ceasefire committees of the panels met and discussed the draft agreement on the joint ceasefire for submission to the panels by the 26th day of this month of June. The agreement on the joint ceasefire is also signed by the panels this month, and if I may propose, the signing of the joint ceasefire agreement be held in Davao with the presence of no less than President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the prime mover for restoring the peace process. The disagreements and arguments that accompanied the work of some of our working committees are understandable, given the scope and magnitude of the task before them. But we will continue to encounter difficulties and potential differences in the succeeding rounds of talks. But we will not waver from our resolve to overcome the things that divide us and fortify the ones that unite us. By this, our journey to forging a negotiated settlement of the armed conflict will be more navigable. You will agree with me that the table before us is meant to achieve greater work for peace, and by that time, we will marvel on the premium of peace to the lives of our people. We look forward to the next round of talks, maybe the third week of January, and in a place to the satisfaction of Secretary Braganza. Even as the GRP panel, in coordination with the NDF panel, will continue to work for the release, Mr. Manong Fidel, for the release of prisoners to further strengthen the confidence of the public on the peace process. I cannot thank enough the support extended by Special Envoy Elizabeth Islatum and her team for the successful holding of this round of talks and to the peace process in general. Madam Elizabeth, thank you for being a valued part of the quest for peace. I also would like to reiterate on behalf of my panel and my boss, Secretary Teresa, our recognition of Fidel Alcawili as the new NDF panel chairman. Nakakatakot, pero okay na rin. And the panel membership of Benito Chamson, who can further enrich our discussion. Also, let me again convey the panel's appreciation to Carlo Landoni, whose dedicated work while serving as NDF panel chair and as senior advisor to the NDF panel, we trust will continue to lend his wise counsel to the negotiations. Our accomplishment in this round of talks will be another contribution of the GRP and the NDF to the first 100 days of the Duterte administration, which we mark today. Allow me likewise to reiterate our thanks to the members of the House of Representatives who join us as observers in this round of talks. Namely, she left earlier, Deputy Speaker by Sandra Zema, and the Chairman of the Special Committee on Peace and Reconciliation, Honorable Ruby Sahali, Honorable Leopoldo Bartawi, Honorable Nancy Katamko, Honorable Jesus Sakdalan, and Honorable Kaloy Isagani Sarate. Nasaan si Kaloy? Nasa kaliwa, nasa kanan. Oh, I just want to be sure. And of course, with the special mention, who is inheriting the crusade of her father, the Venerable Governor Manong Aping Yap, Governor Susan Yap. But I should assure, this should assure us, all of us, I'm referring to the congressmen present and congresswomen, of their solidarity to the national quest for peace and to the President's peace initiative to end the armed conflict with the NDF, CPP, and PAY. Thank you very much, and peace to all of you.
very much. So, Mr. Akawili, chairperson of the NDFP negotiating panel, the floor is yours.
Yeah. As the new chairperson of the NDFP negotiating panel, I must confess, I still have to acclimatize myself to the formalities attached to the position. I don't have any closing speech. I did not prepare one. So I will just, let me just say that on behalf of the NDFP panel and the entire delegation, we would like to express our appreciation to the Royal Norwegian government, their facilitation and their patience during these last 3 days, especially to Ambassador Special Envoy Elizabeth Platon. Of course, we also would like, I would extend our appreciation to the GRP panel and their delegation for staying with us, no? Especially with respect to the issues that we have long-standing differences over. No? Of course, I would like to extend my thanks to the NDF panel and its delegation for their, and the staff for their active participation and support during these last 3 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And before we proceed with questions from the press, I would just like to acknowledge and thank the RNG team who have worked day and night to make this some questions from the press.
Yes, to Secretary Doresa and Secretary Bello, you mentioned, sir, about the release of political prisoners. How many and when?
I think that question was scripted by... Anyway, we know our objectives, we know our process. We will not give you timelines, but we will deliver the expectation of the NDF, GPP, and PA.
All prisoners, sir?
It is possible, we will do it.
Yeah.
And that's the end.
More questions.
No more questions.
Do we have a specific date for the next round of talks?
No, but we said it will be in the 3rd week of January in a foreign neutral venue, preferably somewhere in Europe where it is warm. It's winter. There are many south countries in southern Europe that have warm weather. So that's it, but there is still no date.
Can you give us details on your agreement on the cassette?
I will pass you on to Julie, who would have to... I think they agreed on the format and the timeline. It is annexed to the joint statement that we issued. Yes. We will just give you a copy of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Thank you. Sir.
The signing of the we still have to draft the joint bilateral agreement, and if Mr. Bello would do his would do what he said they will do, then it might be possible that there would be a signing But I don't know if it's going to be in Davao. We'll have to discuss that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I prefer now that we focus on the parties, I can rather take a question outside.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Okay, katatapos lang signing ng agreement para sa second round of talks dito sa Norway, kung saan may mga substantial silang kasunduan. Basically, yung outline para sa tatlong mahalagang usapin, yung comprehensive agreement on socio-economic reforms, yung disposition of forces at end of hostilities, at yung ceasefire at yung release ng hostages. So lahat yan, or release ng mga political prisoners, lahat yan ay pag-uusapan pa pagdating sa Pilipinas. Ito mga detalye na ay malalaman natin sa mga susunod na araw. Yung ceasefire ay merong deadline ng 60 days at matatapos yan by the end of this month. Ang sinasabi nila ay posibleng magkaroon na ng agreement yung dalawang panig para sa mas malawak na bilateral ceasefire. Mas mahalaga yun at mas maganda dahil ang unilateral ceasefire na pinapatupad ngayon ay pinatutupad lamang na magkabilang panig. Pag naging bilateral ceasefire yan, ay magkakaroon na ng mechanisms para matugunan kung meron mga paglabag pagdating sa tigil putukan. So mula pa rin dito sa Oslo, Norway, magandang araw po sa inyo.